Okay, excellent. All right, welcome everyone. Today is the 12th of December. Could you believe it? It's almost Christmas. So exciting. I love Christmas. So welcome everyone to our Tuesday night weekly team training call. And this is actually going to be the last call for 2017, as we're going to be taking a bit of things a little easier than usual to over the Christmas period and, enjoying the wonderful summertime here in Australia. So we're pretty excited about that. We will still be available, of course, to the Facebook group and for calls and things like that, but these calls will reconvene in February. So that's a little bit of an update on that. So they'll reconvene. So just stay tuned. We will provide the details of that when they're going to reconvene and the topics and all of that sort of thing. And any other announcements that we have, let me think. So make sure you get your tickets for the Australia conference, which is on the 17th of February, and the Peak Performance Day with Training Day, which is on the 18th of February. The prices for those go up on the 1st of January. So encourage your teams to get them. Also, the promotion has been super exciting for people with the free ASEA products. So really encourage you, if you have people maybe in your groups that haven't ordered that yet, that are inactive, to reach out to them and to let them know about that fantastic holiday promotion. So you can do a report in your back office of people that are inactive in your organization. You can go and it's on the reports, inactive report, and you can find those people's contact information there and call them and reach out to them. So tonight we have special guests. We have Julie McDonald and Sascha Demidov, and they're going to share with us their amazing tips for success in growing a ASEA business. Julie and Sascha are silver executives, and they have just opened the executive momentum pool. Yay, which is super, super exciting. They have, I think, done more fast forwards than anyone in ASEA. They do them so quickly. They do 2 in 2 weeks instead of the required 1. They're the world's number 3 global enrollers in the last year out of everyone in all of ASEA, which is pretty phenomenal. And you just came 3rd place in the rookies versus pros, right? So you won $1,000 US cash for Christmas, which is fantastic. So does everyone think that we can learn some things off Julie and Sascha about how to share the molecules, get them out to more people, and how to create an income with ASEA? So I really admire these guys because they just are always in action. They're always contacting people, always inviting people. They do more 3-way calls with Justin than pretty much anyone. So so their success is also a result of massive action. So we've got a few questions that Julie and Sascha are going to answer for you. And we may have time for a couple of extra ones at the end as well. So the first question is, tell us a little bit about how the Fast Forward Challenge has helped you to grow your business, because I know you guys love, love, love doing fast forwards.
Well, for me, I love free product, and I'm a little bit competitive, so I love a good competition, and can see you all giggling there. And really, I think Sascha is the driving force with this one. He keeps me accountable with how many people we need and how many volume we need, because I'm not much of a biz person. I'll go and talk to anybody, but Sasha's the one that says, we need 2 more people in 3 days. And so then I go, okay, and off I go and do the calls and do what's needed. But so for us, it's been just inspiring to then get the box and you get 25 sample tubes, and then you can give them out to people. If you find someone that's got some pain or some issues, and you say, whack this on and take it home and try it. So for us, it's been great because we haven't had to spend money on samples.
Yeah. And if we ever run out, we've got some there for us to use.
That's awesome. So that helps you grow your business further, hey, having all those samples as well.
Yeah, well, it helps you grow your business in a couple of ways. So the first way is you've got the sample tubes to be able to give to people when you meet them. So they're they're small, so they can fit in your handbag, and I keep 3 or 4 in there all the time. Then they grow your business because you're contacting people, because you're inspired to try and get your 4 people, or in Australia before the liquid is available. We obviously use only the gel, so you need 8 people. And so then there's 8 people that you're going to need to enroll. So yeah, so that's helped us grow our team.
I think what's even more exciting about the Fast Forward Challenge now is that you're getting those 100 loyalty points that gets put straight into your loyalty rewards account. Whereas before you just used to get the 25 sample tubes and a couple of booklets, you're getting $200 worth of free product as well. So it's really up the ante. It actually made it more incentive to go out there and share it with people.
Because you love free products, right, Sascha?
I love free product.
So I don't think we've ever paid for a skincare system yet.
That's fantastic. That's so awesome. It helps you keep your mum in supply too, right?
Yeah.
She's my dark. I won't say
You can't say
that. So obviously you guys are always have a lot of people to talk to because you're always completing fast forwards. I don't think you're ever not in a fast forward, and you're often completing like two within like 14 days and things like that. So how do you keep growing your list, and how do you keep finding people to add to it? Because you must be adding a lot of new people to your list all the time to get the number of enrollments that you do, because obviously not every single person that you talk to enrolls with the SEER.
Yeah, that's right. So there's a couple of ways that we add to our list. I have a list of probably 1,000 people sitting in a spreadsheet that I had accumulated from meeting people, finding them on Facebook, because people on Facebook are happy to tell you what their problems are. So you find somebody on Facebook that says, got a photo of their child up there with a broken arm, or they've fallen over, and I'll go, hey, I've got something that maybe it'd help you heal that quicker. Would you be interested? So then, not everyone enrolls straight away, but you then add them to the group. Then they're going to sit there and watch. And, and I had a case tonight where a lady has fallen over and she's got gravel rash all down her leg and it's very painful. And I said to her, hey, that gel I was telling you about for that other issue you've got, it will also help with this. And so she's like, really? And so we're meeting up tomorrow to get her some product. So when we're at the shops, we will talk to the Woolworths checkout ladies. We'll start building a relationship with them. So whilst we're not, getting their mobiles, their email address straight away, we're building a relationship with them. So that then if we see them with an issue, then we can talk to them. Or if they're complaining that they're unhappy with what they're doing, we add them, we say, hey, we might have something for you. And they know us then.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had my dermatologist appointment, and 12 months ago, I'm every 6 months, so 12 months ago I told them about Winning 28, and my dermatologist in the last 12 months has seen how my scarring has reduced, how my spots have come up and disappeared and things like that. So, I just tell people where I meet them. Then I met a lady in the lift who's pregnant, and we're having a bit of a chat, and she's a teacher and she teaches autistic children. I said, I've got something that may help make your teaching life easy or easier. So just striking up a conversation with anybody that you meet, building a relationship with your local people, whether it's shop assistants or if it's, travel agents or real estate agents or, whatever it is, you're meeting people all the time if you get out of the house and if you get out of your own way. So there's an endless list of ways to meet people.
At the end of the day, everyone's best topic of conversation is themselves. So, if you can just find one thing to say to someone, it could be, sorry, I just got to say that your hair looks absolutely amazing today. And then you can just start talking to them. Or, I love your shoes. It's just those little things that can start striking up a conversation. And, we don't go to this extreme, but there's a 3-foot rule. Anyone within 3 foot is fair game. You just speak to them. But we're also, I'm the master at this sort of eye spot things. I can see if someone's got eczema on their hand or dermatitis, or you know, if they've got a moon boot on, or I'm just good at spotting those little things that you can sort of ask that question. Do you have skin cancers, or, you know, what happened to your wrist? So it's just a matter of just being a bit more observant and opening yourself up to the surroundings.
You're muted, Nicole.
Lost my sound for a minute there. Yeah. So great tips, you guys. Like, you know, you guys, I think that's awesome, just the way that you build relationships with other people. And I actually, Justin and I went out to a local cafe the other day, and we were talking to some people, and struck up a conversation with them, and I had some Renew, and like they were like saying they had neck pain. I'm like, hey, just try this on 3 times in 5 minutes. They had like an experience right there. I got their contact information to follow them up. So it is, you know, you really can just with strangers make it easy to kind of talk to them about the technology and the products and the benefits that they can have. So yeah, that's really awesome.
I think another main thing to remember is that when you do add someone to that group, just don't let them there and forget them. Every now and then, follow them up on Facebook and just touch base and say, hey, how you going? You know, what's happening in your world? You don't have to talk about the product, but at least you're touching base, and then eventually they'll find something they need it for, or they'll decide they want to use it because they've seen enough testimonials, and they will come back to you.
Yeah.
It's when you just, you know, leave them in the group, don't follow them up at all, don't touch base. Where all it's going to take is someone 6 months down the track to meet them in the street and go, hey, I've got this fantastic new product. Have you heard of it? Yes, I have. Well, would you like to try it? You know what? I think I might. So, you know, you just got to make sure that you touch base with the people that you add to the group.
Yeah, you do. I think it's like 80% of sales are made on the 5th to the 12th contact. So you do have to kind of be reaching out and touching people continuously. It's not like if you show something to someone and, like, you know, share it with them that they're going to buy on the first go. Like, that's not going to be the case for most people. It's going to take, you know, them watching and seeing different things for a little while. Has that been your experience as well with you guys? Because you're superstar enrollers.
Well, we had one lady that we did a market over a year ago, and she's got eczema, but she wanted to fix her gut herself and try to get rid of the eczema in her own way. So I was like, yep, sure, no worries. Sent her all the information, so she had it all. I just kept touching base with her on Facebook. I knew she was going to Melbourne for holidays with her husband. I'd touch base and say, how's the holidays going? And then she messaged me and goes, that Renew 28's really good stuff. I said, yeah, I know. She goes, yeah, I've tried some the other day. And I'm like, oh my God, really? Where'd you get it from? A girl at work is you know, distributing it. So she gave me a tube. And I was thinking, you know, there goes that opportunity. But then because I kept touching base with her and building a relationship with her, she goes, you know, I'm looking forward to starting this, but because you introduced it to me and you've touched base with me, I'm going to enroll through you.
That's so cool. Yep. That's fantastic.
And we've had a couple of instances of that now where the people say, you know what, this person showed it to us again, but we'd rather enroll through you guys.
Yeah, if you like, because you're professional, you're always like touching base with people, following up. That's super, super important. So one thing I think people really struggle with sometimes is approaching people that they know. Like sometimes, like, you know, friends, family, or people that maybe they look up to that are on their chicken list. They really struggle with that. So how do you guys reach out to and approach people that you know well about ASEA?
We still struggle.
And it sounds crazy, but, you know, we all have our own chicken list, and it's normally the people that we respect the most and we value their friendship the most. So, you know, I've had, you know, I've recently started putting up some photos, before and after photos on Facebook, and I had one guy say, hey, will that help me with my knee? And he was involved with a previous network marketing business that I was involved with. And so he's kind of on my chicken list because of an incident that happened with that. So I was like, anyway, so I thought, well, you know, I'll message him. So I did, and so he's ordering tomorrow. So it's just about, hey, listen, this is what we've got. This is what it does. You've got this issue. Is it worth giving it a 3-month trial to see if it works for you? And the other thing that I do is I incorporate other tips with it. So if it's a joint issue, I offer the solution of also trying the green muscle powder that they can buy online, which will feed the cells, and ours is the communicator of the cells. If they have women's issues, I say to them, Judith, you might want to mute yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry, thought I was muted.
If they're hormonal issues, I say, look, I've been taking these herbs and from this naturopath, then you can try these if you like. Same thing. Ours is a communicator. That's the nutrients. And through that, I've had this, and this result. So it's not just saying ours is the be-all, end-all product. It's saying that, look, I've got all this knowledge about all these different things that can help you with that solution. And when you can add value to people, then, they look at you as like, oh, wow, you actually, know something. And today I spent 1 hour and 45 minutes on the phone to a lady who has 5 different cancers. And she's in a pretty bad way. And I have not spoken to her for probably 20 years. And she ended up sharing things with me that she's not shared with anyone else. And it was just because we could instantly build that relationship. And I was there to offer her value and to be a listening ear for her, not to just spew what I had on top of her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think the other thing is too, is that when we first either get involved or we're involved in a company, we tend to really hold on to the outcome, so that we're really desperate to get that person on board and to sign. And I think what happens then is that when you get attached to that outcome, is that you're always pushing the person. Are you going to sign up? Do you want to do this? Have you seen this more? Do you want more info? So you keep bombarding the person because you're attached to that outcome, because you really want them to get on board. And you end up wanting it more than what they do. And when you want it more than what they do is when they start feeling like they're being pushed, and and when, especially with your chicken list and your close family and friends, is when you find that they start avoiding you. They don't want to talk to you because all you ever do is talk about the product or get them to sign up. So I think the main thing is to just detach yourself from the outcome. You're merely there to give someone a choice of a product that can help them. And it's their choice whether they want to use it or not. As long as you just give them the correct information, just enough so they can make an educated decision, then leave it in their hands, because you can't want it for them more than what they want it for themselves. And if you do, that's when you become that network marketer that's always pushing it.
Totally. And I find, like, if people are talking to more people, like they've got like a big list and they're like sharing it with a lot of people, then they don't get as attached, because they're like, well, you do whatever you want. Like, it's not a big deal.
That's it. And, some of my closest friends have not joined the business, and that's fine. And I always say to them, look, our friendship isn't spelt ASEA, and that this is my journey. This is what I want to do. This is my business. And I'm going to talk about it the way I do with every other job that I've had or every other business that I've had. And like, they talk to me about their business or their job. And but I just, I don't get all freaky and hung up because they haven't joined me. I'm like, it actually inspires me to do better, so that then they just are going to be going, okay, I want what you've got.
That's awesome. Yeah. So another question that we had for you was, how do you leverage social media to connect with people? Because you guys reach out to a lot of people on social media, and you've used that as like another way. So obviously you're connecting with people when you're out and about. You do have a list of people that like you've got your list of like 1,000 people that are people that you actually know personally on some level, but you are also leveraging social media, right, to reach out to people that you haven't met in real, like, out in the world. You haven't met them face to face and you don't know them. So how are you doing that?
How about you talk about LinkedIn, how you grew that and what you do with that?
I still haven't totally utilised LinkedIn yet. I've grown my connections from 50 6 months ago to over 1,000, and it's not from just hitting the connect button with all these people. It's actually, having a look at their profile. If I resonate with what they say, I send them a message, and not a scripted message, but a message to say, hey, I like your profile. Do you mind if we connect? Maybe we can add value to each other's network. And if they choose to connect, they connect. If not, then, so be it. If someone looks at my profile, I'll look at theirs and I'll just send them a message. I said, I've noticed we both looked at each other's profile. Let's connect, and just personalise it to each person. And I will be utilising and leveraging that soon. So it's just, at the moment we've had other stuff going on, and I didn't want to focus my focus to go everywhere. I'd rather just focus on one area first.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been doing a bit more on Facebook rather than LinkedIn at the moment. But it's just identifying, you can join groups, you can join, social groups, but it's just identifying if someone's got a problem and then reaching out to them. And I find I'd rather PM the person with, I see you've got this problem, I may have something that can help you. Are you interested in hearing more? As opposed to going in that group, I've got this thing that can really help you, because then a lot of those groups don't like the selling aspect in a group.
Yeah.
So when you start selling in a group, then that's when, or looking like you're selling, that's when you likely get kicked out of a group. And that's when you get that name of the network marketer, which is something that, I think we're all trying to dispel, where, we're treating people as humans and not just a commodity. So it's just a matter of reaching out to people. I mean, we haven't really done any advertising on Facebook.
We haven't
or
done
social
any.
media.
We haven't done any.
But you connected with a lot of people through social media, just through building relationships.
Yeah, and you just some people like to keep their Facebook profile private, and that's great. But I've now opened mine up to public, and so anyone can follow me, anyone can send me a friend request, and and they will say, what's going on with them, and and so I'll just message them on that. I use LinkedIn a little bit. I've started using Instagram more, and I don't use Twitter. I find that a waste of time. But it's just about being there to have a solution for them, and then getting in touch with them, and then just, putting them on your list, and then going back in a couple of days, hey, have you had a chance to have a look at that information? And, not being afraid to follow up, because you're not attached to that outcome anymore. So it doesn't matter if they say no. And, I've had people just recently that I've had one lady who she wanted it. I rang her once, she hung up on me. I rang her back before. It was like she pretended she couldn't hear me. She hung up on me again. And I'm just going to send her a message to, hey, send you that info. You said you wanted to try it. Look, if you aren't interested anymore, can you just let me know so I can take you off my list? And, and have a fabulous Christmas, blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
It's just about it. It's not their time. And her issue, I know it's not going to get any better. And I know her issue is going to get worse and worse and worse. And she's going to keep seeing all this stuff. And then she's eventually going to go, oh, hey, listen, can I try that?
Yeah. Yeah, it is that. Yeah, they just watch stuff.
And when you remove yourself from the outcome, you tend to act rather than react. So if you're attached to the outcome and someone does that, like hangs up on you or doesn't return your calls, then that's when the emotions come into it.
We laugh.
And when the emotions come into it, that's when you start reacting, and you start getting, angry, or you have little digs at them, that sort of thing. And that's where you start ruining the relationship. Whereas when you don't have any attachment to the outcome is when you can start acting. And, who knows what they've got going on in their life.
That's right.
We had a situation where we had a really good lead, and then Julie rang him 4 or 5 times and left messages and got nothing back. And then we just thought, the first instinct is to go, oh, he's not interested anymore. And then we sort of just went, breathe, calm down, he'll come when he's ready. Mm-hmm. And then lo and behold, a week later, he rang up and said, sorry, I've been busy overseas.
Yeah.
So we don't always know what's going on in someone's life. So don't react, just act. Just go, okay, it is what it is. I've done my bit. I'll wait for him to contact me back. Touch base every couple of weeks to a month or so, and just move on to the next person, because the time you waste on one person is time you can't be spending with someone else who really does want it.
That's such good advice. I love that. Yeah, because people get hung up on that one person so often. So that's really good advice. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your words of wisdom with everyone. I think that's, some really good advice, and that people can take on. So as we go into the holiday season, and people will be spending a lot more time like at social events and with their friends and family, and like probably a lot of people are taking maybe some holidays, some holiday time and things over this time of year in Australia. What would your advice be for kind of casually sharing the molecules over the festive season?
I would carry some with me everywhere you go. It's summer, if you're in Australia, it's summer, it's hot. People are going to get burnt, and you're going to want to be able to just lather that on them and show them just how much it can work. And then just say, look, hey, when you get back from Christmas or your holidays, let's have a chat about, how this can help you, or, and just be in the moment. We're going to use our break as an opportunity to catch up with people that we haven't caught up with for a long time. We're going to go do probably overnight trips or day trips and stay with people, and, and just catch up.
Yeah, it's totally. And yeah, have it with you all the time, because it's good for burns, sunburn, bites, hangovers, all sorts of things. Discomfort, like lots of crazy stuff goes on over this time of year. So I think it's great. Just take the Renew with you. Take a spray bottle of ASEA, have some ASEA.
Yeah.
Just one thing I think I forgot to mention earlier that is actually really important is that always have consistent action. Mm-hmm. Don't think just because you've had 2 weeks that you can drop the ball for 3 or 4 weeks, because it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's great advice. You really
want to keep going and keep the momentum going, because once it stops, it's so hard to get it back again.
Marriott, yeah, absolutely. You got to keep the momentum up. You got to so just stay in some action over the holidays. Marriott says, what do you do for a hangover? Well, before you go to bed, after you've had too many drinks, you have a double dose of ASEA, like at least 120 mils, and you will not have a hangover.
And then if you have a slight one in the morning, another double dose in the morning, and the next day's fine. Yeah,
but yeah, you got to that double dose before you go to bed is really that's the bee's knees. And then if it's bad, like if you forget to do that, and then you could also put Renew on your face and your neck. But the ASEA is so take it with you everywhere you go. Say, hey everyone, let's have a shot of ASEA before we go to bed. Wake up, say, hey, how's your hangover? It's all gone. Yeah, that's right. This is the good stuff, right? So there's lots of ways you can kind of casually share it. So just in closing off, we are going to be launching a 3 in 5 challenge, which we came up with at our leadership retreat for the team over Christmas. It'll probably launch from this Saturday. We're just finalizing the details and what the prizes of that are going to be. It's going to run through January, so it'll be a little promotion. You'll be able to win some cool prizes, and the aim is for you to go out and to do the 3 in 5 to get the gel on people 3 times in 5 minutes. As you're going out and about your day, so that you can share the molecules over the Christmas season, because there's not going to be so much formal events and things like that going on at this time of year, because no one would turn up at this time of year in Australia. So, but it's an opportunity for you to just practice sharing as you go about your day-to-day life. So we are going to be launching that 3 in 5 challenge. So stay tuned for that. We'll post that in the Shine Bright Team Facebook group when it's ready to go. So that's it from me. Any parting words of wisdom before we close off? And I gotta go eat my dinner before our next call.
No, just just know that you've got something really powerful in your hands with these products, and that you can make a massive difference to people. And if you come from that place, come from a place of wanting to help them, and from your heart and not from your head, then that's when people are going to listen, and they're going to see straight through that, and they're going to know that, oh, you actually really do care about them. So that's probably the best advice.
Mm-hmm. Anything from you, Sascha? Parting words of wisdom?
Just set the intent. Just set the intent that you want to help as many people as you can, and just believe it, and believe that you have something that can do that. And you'll find once you set that intent, you'll start attracting the people to you.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Great advice. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your amazing words of wisdom with everyone this evening. So I am going to just quickly unmute everyone so everyone can say thank you to Julie and Sascha, and then we're going to close off the call so I can go eat my dinner.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Julie and Sascha. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
wonderful. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Awesome job. You guys are amazing.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Julie.
Wow.